Morning everyone. Today I want to talk to you about why projects should only shrink and absolutely under no circumstances ever grow. So it's a Saturday morning. It's all things productivity hacks and mindset. It's one of my favourite topics, and this is a biggie. And it's something that's basically project management 101. So many people forget this or get it wrong. And hopefully this acts as a really nice friendly reminder for helping you with your project management, and most importantly, motivating everybody involved in the project as opposed to demotivating them. So first and foremost, I've got this concept from one of my favourite books, a really cool book called It Doesn't Have to Be Crazy at Work. It's a contrarian book really on productivity and how everybody thinks you have to hustle really hard and 5 a.m. club and all that side of things, which has its place and it works for some people, but this flips on the head and has the mantra, it doesn't have to be crazy at work, and you can still achieve great things. And they've created this really, really cool culture of a business where it's very focused on giving people the life they want as opposed to just the business goals. And as a result, people work hard at the business and the business has been hugely successful, multi-millionaire, millions and millions of revenue. And it's a company called Basecamp. It is project management software as well, which makes this a little bit more credible from where the source of this information came from. So Basecamp software, project management software, if you're not familiar with it, it's kind of like a competitor to Asana, of which I use. But it's really good. Some people love it. I've just always been embedded with Asana, so I've never really spent too much time with Basecamp. But I know people that use it and they swear by it. So, and if it's anything like the book, it's bound to be good. So anyway, I digress slightly. It is on topic though. So project management 101. Well, what normally happens, okay? You'll go, right, this is what we're going to achieve, i.e. this is the project that we're going to work on. And the achievement, i.e. the goal or the milestone, if it's multi-stage project that you've got multiple steps, multiple milestones to achieving it, so it's a longer term project, it's absolutely fine. But you'll generally focus on the period at hand. So to get to the next goal or to the next milestone is what we're talking about here. And what will normally happen is you'll say, right, this is what we want to achieve, this is the goal or the milestone, and these are what we believe the steps to be. And people might take less time than they need to on that side of things. That's fatal error number one. Because what will happen if that case is you go, right, I'll just spend a couple hours planning this out, where it probably needed a few days to plan it out, with everybody involved chipping in. So first and foremost, if it's a project where others are getting involved, then get them all involved in the planning process, because it's really, really important to get that buy-in. And secondly, you get everyone's agreement and sign off on what you're going to achieve and the agreed steps to get there. That way you've got synergy straight off the bat, rather than you agreeing something and then trying to roll it out to your team. And you may get some, sorry, just to say, Sam, when you're editing this, about 10 seconds ago, a rabbit just ran across about a few feet in front of me. So see if you can catch that on camera, would be pretty cool. But anyway, sorry. So getting that synergy at the early stages and buy-in from your team, massively important. Otherwise, you can kind of be sounds a bit more dictatorial when you're just saying, this is what we're going to do to your whole team, without taking their opinions into play, or consideration. So that's really, really important. What will then happen if you go down that route? You start the project and you realise the stuff's been missed. And you go, oh, that's all right, we'll just add that in there. Or you just change direction, which is even worse. And what will then happen is, all the team have been working really hard on this. You've automatically just changed direction. It's almost been like disregard for the amount of work that's gone in so far. Or you've chucked a load of work at them, which is really demoralising, because one of the most productive things for your team is to see progress. To have progress reported to them. To understand that their hard work doesn't go unnoticed. Praise, feedback. To say, look guys, thanks for the hard work. This is what we've achieved this week. This is where we are now. We're so much closer to our milestone or goal. That is, super productive, super empowering and motivating to your team. The more you do that, you see the difference in your team. On the contrary, you're chucking extra workload, changing the goalposts, changing the direction, then people are going to see their work and think, I've just put massive hard graft in here, and I just get more work chucked at me. We're not making progress to where we want to. We've actually taken steps back, and it's extremely demoralising. They probably had no involvement in the planning process anyway, and as a result, you have a very demotivated team who are not going to work and put the hours in for you, potentially, because they don't see the reward in doing so. So, really, really important to kind of understand that. So, just remember, a project can only shrink, it never grows. If you stick to that rule, you look at the difference in your team, your resource, the stress levels and anxiety. That's the other thing I haven't even mentioned. The overwhelmed stress and anxiety is all of a sudden controlled because people know what their workload is, they know what the timescale is. Okay, deadlines are still there in the background, are really important, but don't make them dreadlines. So you notice what I did there? Difference between deadline and dreadline. And again, that's a separate episode I'll do in the future about the importance of setting deadlines, but not dreadlines. And I'll talk to you about that in another episode. But yeah, so important to get this right. So many people get it wrong, and that can obviously lead to kind of poor results for your business, which is it's hard enough running a business the best of times, let alone with a demotivated team. So I can take you back to my time with systems and outsourcing, and I take my complete equal share of the blame here. We had 3 partners in place that had slightly different goals and milestones and in terms of where we're going as a business. And as a result, we would be great at planning. We spend hours and hours and hours planning stuff. But then, for whatever reason, when we started rolling it out, we'd pivot and we'd change the goalpost, we'd change direction. And as a result, it was demoralising just being part of it, really, in terms of everybody in the team have been putting so much hard work and effort in, and all of a sudden we just changed and pivot and changed direction so significantly that all the previous work was basically wasted. And that was incredibly demoralising, not just for me, but everybody in the business, including the current owner. And I have absolutely huge respect for this guy. I have no doubt in my mind that the business, I think, systems outsourcing is going from strength to strength. And the reason for that, he may have lost 2 incredibly capable individuals, but he's gained that clarity, vision, his direction, and everybody will support and buy into that when you've got one vision and direction, providing it's communicated effectively, which I have no doubt he will have done. And people will be pulling in the same direction now, and there'll be hardly any deviation. Well, there's always going to be slight deviation, but it'll be very, very minimal compared to what it was when you've got 2 other people with great ideas that are pulling in slightly different angles, which demoralises the team. So I've learned huge lessons from that experience, and I'm pretty sure all of us will have done. But I'm fairly sure that each of the businesses that we're now involved in are all going from strength to strength, because the clarity and vision of having one vision, one visionary person leading the way and having everybody else support and work. It's a democracy, it's not Mr. Leader or anything, but having the team all following that same vision is so important for productivity levels. So to summarise, I hope you found this useful, but to summarise, projects can only shrink, they can never grow. That is the rule. Stick to that, and you won't go too far wrong when it comes to project management, because people that work on the project will be in support of you rather than demotivated by the moving goalposts. So really important, involve your team in the planning process. Don't fast track the planning. It took me, I had about three or 4 weeks ago, I did my planning week with the team, and I spent a complete day on every business, a whole day on each of the 4 businesses. And I thought it'd be quick and easy to kind of roll this out into project maps and pull everybody in and clarity of where we're going, delegate out the work. But no, I've literally just finished yesterday, so it's kind of taken me 3 weeks. But taking you back to the famous Abraham Lincoln phrase, quote, if you give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, I spend the first 4 hours sharpening my axe. You can't spend enough time on this stuff because you need to get it right. And I have no doubt in my mind that we'll even smash all the goals and milestones that we've set because of that. So, I hope this has been useful. I'm going to stop there now. Getting ready for my kids' football match today. Not only am I coaching it, but I've been roped into reffing it today as well. And it's a big local derby, so it'll be a feisty affair, under 10 level. Anyway, that's what my day holds for me. So that's pretty much it for me today. If you've got any questions, drop me a comment. I'll always respond. If it's a bigger topic that you ask, I'll do a separate episode and I'll tag you in. And if you think someone's going to get value out of this, please tag them in, share it, or just like it to give it some extra reach. Help others. If it's not for you, absolutely fine. I'm friend, don't follow me. No hard feelings there at all. I don't want to clutter people's feeds. We don't want to see it. But please, before you go, check out my Facebook group, Runpreneur, or YouTube channel, Kevin Britton, Runpreneur, where all my 100 or so episodes have been nicely catalogued, neat and tidily by topic. So there's a free resource. There's hopefully going to be some stuff that will be pretty accessible to you, and you can use it as a free resource. So do check that out. And finally, check out my other social channels. I'm just about to start posting unique content on each platform, so hopefully it'll be very relevant to the audience on each platform. So do, if you're following me on your perhaps not so favourite social channel, have a look, check me out on your favourite, and hopefully it'll be a bit more relevant to you. So that's it for me today. As always, stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you tomorrow.